Welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. So we've got some seats here that are out the back of a Porsche Boxster there, convertible 986 Boxster, and they need repainting basically. So you can see the leather's heavily worn. It's intact. It's coming up a little bit there. But heavily worn there, sort of like worn right the way through. The texture's kind of compromised a little bit there, isn't it? The leather, you know, heavily worn, but no holes. So you get the idea. And I'm doing this. I'm flying solo. I don't have Ram here to help me. So if I mess up, I mess up. So I think I know what I'm doing. So it's really simple, isn't it? Step one, clean. Step 2, degrease, then sand if required to get that smoothness. Not heavy sanding, just a light key just to give you that smooth finish. And then degrease again if you do sand. We've got some bad mould there, so we're really gonna have to scrub this. And then after that, degrease and final wipe down, paint, build up layers, you know, and then put on the friction dye blocker, spray that on. I'll leave the paint overnight and then spray on the friction dye blocker, you know, top coat the next day. I've got a little mini compressor here, which I just bought second hand for like 30 quid on eBay. It's the one Ram had, so I know it's gonna work. And then I just got a little airbrush tool on eBay, yeah. There we go. And you can put the paint in the top there. So hopefully I can just get a slightly better finish. I could use the little sponge things and block them, but I think you're just going to get a slightly better finish. So over to step one, guys. I shall just set up the camera and I'll do a time lapse. I'm going to be cleaning it with the more aggressive professional grade product, the Rapid thing. You know, like it's in one of these foam dispensers. I'm going to use the big old brush. You've sort of seen this before, haven't you? You know, we'll foam that up. Get off. Don't you fall over. You know, we get some foam on there and we just... Well, I can go pretty... I need to go pretty aggressive with this. If it was a newer car, you know, you'd be careful. But this needs an aggressive clean. So, you know, I'm going to use quite a lot of products. Look at the dirt. I mean, it's just on another level. So it's going to take lots of scrubbing. I'll be back and we'll go into time lapse, cue music, cue B-roll, Doug.
Queen Jane lay in labor for 9 days or more.
1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Okay, so it's been cleaned. Look a lot better actually now. It's a little bit wet. I just had to give it a damn good clean and use quite a lot of chemicals. So I just gone over it with a wet cloth, you know, to just make sure that it's chemical free. There's quite a lot of mould there. It's got most of it off. When that dries, there's still a little bit of whiteness there, but I just can't get it off. There's a bit of mould there, a bit of wear there. This is vinyl here, that's plastic, so what I'll probably do is tape up around this section here. This back doesn't really need spraying, but if I tape up there and spray that, you'll probably see a difference. So I think, yeah, best to paint all of that stuff. So anyway, I was going to say that's step one done. Now on to degreasing. I got to do step one again on the other bloody seat. So I'll put that to one side and go and do exactly what I've just done on that thing, rather than just get carried away. You get the idea. So ding ding, round 2. Okay, so both seats, that's the passenger one, and back with the driver's one, are now cleaned and dry, looking a lot better actually. It's kind of matted it off, giving it a really deep clean. It's taken so, Jesus, it has really matted that back. which is nice. But we've got to degrease. There's bits of white, and I don't think it's mould. I think it's like old dressings and stuff that's just been on there for years that cleaning hasn't got off. So the next step that I'll hopefully impact that is degreasing. So I'm using this plant-based degreaser, DG40 Geist. And I put this on the cloth. If I just get that in the background, there's nothing too clever about this. Let's give that a little shake. Just soak out a section of the cloth. Put the lid on. And just wet that surface over. You want to make sure you've got the door open. It's a solvent product, so it's got like a solventy smell to it. But it's not hydrocarbon. It's, I don't know, it's one of Ram's herbal infused vegan solvents, which is, you know, you can see. The good thing is, once you've wetted out your surface, you've really got enough to degrease most of this. I'll give it, just wet it all out and then wipe it with a dry bit. Just some really deep cleaning. I like doing this. This is, for me, this is like properly detailing, where you take something out of a car and like you really go to town on it. Love it, love it. Yeah, love doing this. You just take your time. That's the most important thing. Like when you're just trying to clean a car and everything's in situ, especially on an old car, you can only really do so much. But if you take something out, it's going to be all over the place, isn't it? Wobbly camera. If you take something out and just take your time, you can do so many cool things. And this is what I love about detailing. And I'm not, you know, you've watched the channel. I remember probably about 4 or 5 years ago when first had Ram come in and did some videos with us. I was a proper leather noob. And I still am a leather noob, you know. I never attempted to fully respray a leather seat with an airbrush before, so this is a first for me. I've recoloured them with the foam, so this is a first, but I think it's going to go okay. It's going to go wrong. I think it's going to go okay. What could go wrong? Don't know. But the thing is, I can't make these seats any worse. And the owner, Nick, has got a spare set of seats out of a Boxster, out of a 996, that are the same as these, but in better condition. But we want to stick with the original seats, ideally. So we're just giving this a good degrease. Probably not ideal to have the camera in one hand, but never mind. Go with it. Let's just, most of this will flash away, but we want to just wipe it while it's on the surface. Just wherever it's breaking down, we're going to mop it up. I like the way this solvent stays in the cloth, so you can carry on going back and then just using it like an applicator to get that solvent over there, and then just flip into a dry bit and, you know, buffing it a bit cleaner. So I think that's pretty well degreased now. God, it does have a bit of smell to it. It's going to make me sneeze. What I'm going to do is degrease that one now. I'll do that off camera, and then I'll come back when we're ready to sand on this, okay? Doug. Okay guys, so we're back. I've just degreased that seat. So we're now moving to the sanding section. So Ram's rule is you sand when the leather doesn't feel smooth. So if you feel any bits of rough leather, we're not trying necessarily to sand out all of that cracking. You're not going to be able to sand that out. You'd have to fill that. So that pattern is still going to remain after we've painted over the top, unless we want to fill it all up, which we don't. So we're just going to gently, I'm putting virtually no pressure on this. It's also giving it a tiny bit of a key. We'll stay away from those stitches. It just smooths that out a little bit. And I know whenever we do this, we're going to get someone telling us you shouldn't sand leather. But we're not really sanding. We're just, well, we are sanding. But you can see how much material we're moving. Virtually none. Yeah, so we've got our heaviest wear there. So really, you could put some filler over that. You won't need to though, I don't think. It'll be okay. That feels, oh, okay, don't worry. It's not microfibers. Just give that little sand. The vinyl, I'm just going to give that a little sand. So that whiteness still didn't come out with the degrease. So I've seen that before. Don't know what that is. That is vinyl. That is leather. How can you tell? I can tell. I can just tell. If I'm wrong, I'm 99% sure that's vinyl and that's leather. I can see like the cracked bits. That's vinyl. It's got more of a cheapo feel to it. That's leather. You're going to have to take all of this up. Just worried about that whiteness. Might have to put a few more coats over that so it doesn't come back through. That's probably vinyl. Yeah, that feels like vinyl as well. That feels like leather. Right. Yeah, that's vinyl. So, do we need to put any filler over that? Just need to dry that off a little bit. I don't think we need to filler that. You'll see it more if I filler it than if I don't. Need to put a few coats over that bit. You'll see the texture difference there to there, but there's not much you can do about that. But it should look good. So let's degrease and then, so what I'll do is degrease that one, let it dry, and then sand and degrease that one, let it dry. Then I'm going to mask up and then I'm ready to paint. Okay guys, so I'm ready to spray. Now, I've just been having some problems with the gun. It's been on the phone to Ram. Supposed to be doing this on my own, but I had some problems. I wasn't getting enough paint coming out of the gun. So what I'm going to do is it's difficult to film this. Like you know, I need to concentrate. So I'm going to put the thing here so you can see what I'm doing, because I cannot do this with one hand. No siree. So hold on a second. I've just put a bigger tip on here because I think that was what the problem was. And hopefully, Right, so I've got to turn the thing on, hold on. Right, let's just straighten the kink out in this. So I'm kink free. Right, there we go. You can see that hopefully. Right, and I'm just going to work slowly on this top piece first of all, I think. Or maybe this bottom section here first. When I was doing this with Ram, we were flying through the paint, and it's taken me a long time to go through the paint, even testing it. So, don't touch it, John. I'm definitely getting more paint coming through. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of stall though. I'm not sure if this is normal. The joys of doing this. I'm sure we got more paint when I was doing it with Ram. Actually, no, it seems to be alright though. No, I think it's okay. Less is probably better, isn't it, when you're... No, I think it's good. Just got to be careful so I don't get like a patchy finish. A better gun could help. Maybe an air gun better than an airbrush. That's pretty good though. Don't have to worry too much about overspray when it's coming out like that. Okay, so I can bring you in and show you a bit of spraying. Just make sure I've I think you can hear this, hopefully. So now I'm going to do this section here. It's a bit awkward, but never mind. So let's get going. Yeah, that's coming out. I'm running out of paint. Still not enough coming through though, but I don't know, maybe it is, I don't know. Ram, where are you when I need you? I think this is okay. Just want to get in there. Oh yeah, it's better. It's not consistent. I can see the paint coming out. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's going to take me ages. At this rate. I just want to dry that piece off. This is where it gets a bit fiddly. Oh yeah. It's good. Okay, so that's that bolster section. So let's do, have I got enough paint? Yeah. Let's just change the angle on the reservoir. going on? I'm out of paint. Need a refill. Okay, just running low there. So I'm going to go on to time lapse. I mean, it's always impressive when you do this, but I think when it's finished, it's going to be really good. So let's go on to time lapse.
King Henry, King Henry, will you do one thing for me? Will you open my right side and find my baby and find my baby? Oh no, cried King Henry, that's a thing I never can do. If I lose the flower of England, I shall lose the branch too. I shall lose the branch too.
Yeah, so that was the easy one, really. This is the tougher one down here, the driver's one with more wear. So let's get them swapped over. Okay, guys, so finished the painting. This was the bad seat. This was the really bad seat. It's got to dry off a little bit. But look at that. I'm well pleased with that. That seat looks so much better. It was a dog's dinner before. It's going to look really respectable now. It's got to dry it off a little bit. Yeah, that bit's hidden away there. Could maybe do with a little bit more paint there, just to hide that. But essentially what I'm going to do is leave that now, and then tomorrow I'll load up some of this. I've cleaned out my gun, and I'll load up some of this dye friction blocker, which is like a top coat protector thing, and spray that all over this seat. You know, get a good coverage on that, and then that one, wait a couple of hours, then put the seats back in, and then the seats will stay in the car for a while. I've got to re-clean the soft top as well, because it was filthy, and did a couple of passes and thought it was clean, but it's one of those ones that needs like about, it's going to need like 5 or 6 cleaning. Scrub, extract, scrub, extract, scrub, rinse, extract, scrub, rinse, extract, till it gets to where it needs to be. One of those. Nearly there though. So really pleased with that, guys. You can do all this yourself. You just need the Geist paint for your thing. You need the prep products, clean, degrease, sand degrease, paint, top coat thingy. Done. So I'll try and link all of the stuff that I've used in the description. I've also got this steering wheel kit that I'm going to use. Might do another video on that, because that could be quite a cool video. I think it's the only thing of its kind, this, so it's kind of quite cool. Okay, thanks for watching. See you soon.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you